Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the carport. It has been extremely exciting around here over the last month, just getting ready for the holidays, getting some new products out there like the LED cup holders and the motorized rear window mod. I've also got a few other special little things that I'm going to be launching between now and the Christmas holiday. But it's also been super exciting because I just picked up this beauty over here. This is Deja. Deja is a 2004 all-wheel drive EX with a manual transmission, and I was excited to get this as my daily driver. There's a whole lot of products and ideas that I've been holding on to for my daily driver, including this beautiful center console. And while installing this, I wanted to go with as few visible wires as possible. I didn't want anything sticking out as far as charging goes. And so that's where this comes in. A lot of my other elements have either inputs or charging cables, and I wanted this one to be super clean. So I've gone ahead and added the ports down here for charging USB-C and USB. I've also got an Apple CarPlay, Android Auto input, and then a video input. But I still wanted to clean up the charging. So I put a wireless charger here on the dash and tucked the cable underneath of the trim. I'll show you how I did it. We've taken off this front cover piece, and I've got this guy who's been sitting in my kitchen for years. I'm going to go ahead and run him in, but the question has always been, how do I get the cord down through? This is all hidden, so we're going to put a hole right there. You could use your Dremel tool if you wanted to, but as I said, it's all hidden, so it really can be larger than it needs to be. And there you go, it fits down through. Now all we'll need to do to this is just create a little notch so that that will fit through. Just a tiny little notch like that will give the wire enough room to slide down through. We've got it in the right location, and we've got the USB coming out underneath of here. So now we need to tap into our power source, which is right here. It's the old cigarette lighter adapter. So if you ever go to pull these out, you can pull them on the front. You can snap this one out. It has to come out first, and then you can access back here. So we've got this out. We're going to take advantage of having it so close. If you haven't used one of these yet, these are great little things. Of course, the USB doesn't run off a 12 volt. It's running off of 5 or 6 volts. And so here this steps it down to a 5 volt and a 3 amp max. We're going to be able to tap right in here to the 12 volt, and then we'll have 2 USB dongles to use for power. I use these 2-part T-taps on a lot of different projects. One thing I find with the OEM wiring, this is a little stiff, and so I'll go ahead and scar it first with a razor blade, just so that I make sure that when I actually do close this, the metal is getting in contact with the wire underneath. Pulled back a little bit of the covering, the casing, so you can see the exposed wire, and then this just goes right on that spot, and then you snap it closed, click. And then on this end, you just go ahead and take the other side of the T connector and crimp it onto the end of the wire. Once you have them both on, you can see the back end here has this opening, and this is going to slide right into that. You have to be careful. Sometimes these tabs can be pushed up or down, so you just want to get in there and make sure that they're centered before you go connecting. And they'll just slip right in there. Of course, I have to do this back behind the dash, so I'm going to put down the phone a second so I can't. With the connections made, I just went ahead and plugged it in. And now we're going to turn on to auxiliary to make sure we've got power. You can see that little indicator light coming on. That means that we do. put the phone up here, we'll start to get a charge. While you have it out, you might want to install another USB port here. I'm going to put the cigarette lighter back in because I've got USB ports in some other places in the car for power. It's just as easy as throwing it up there, and then we check over here and it's charging. I'll pull it off and you can see the charge disappears. In the end of it all, I'm so happy with this SE console install, and just adding that wireless charger up on the dash makes everything so clean and wire free.